Albert Einstein, a famous physicist born in the late 1800s and one of the smartest people who has ever lived, said this quote, "The more I learn, the more I realize how much I don't know." When I heard this today, I immediately related it to trading. And this is why. At the beginning of our trading career, for most of us, we believe that there is one way to create profitable trading. To create a career out of this, there's only one way. Examples of this are you have to trade based around news. You have to trade based around technicals. And then even further than that, sometimes we believe that there are strategies out there that win 100% of the time at the beginning of our trading career. And sometimes we think that unless we are 100% right about what the market's going to do, then we've failed at trading altogether. But the more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know. As I became more educated about trading and began to progress in my trading career, I realized that no one knows exactly what the market's going to do. You'd have to be psychic, and no one can go in the future and see exactly what's going to happen next week, tomorrow, in the next hour. None of us actually know that with 100% certainty. So the question you might ask is, if that's the case, how do we create an advantage over the market? How do traders actually make money? Well, creating an advantage over the market can be done through taking advantage of human nature. It's in all of our nature to consistently do things based on patterns. We have repeatable patterns as human beings, and the market is based around nothing more than the emotions of human beings. Let me give you an example of this. If you give a friend $100 and he says he'll pay you back in 2 weeks, 2 weeks go by and he or she doesn't pay you back. Then a couple weeks later, they ask for the same thing. Can I borrow $100? You give it to them again because they really need it. But then again, a couple of weeks go by and they don't pay you back. That is a pattern. And if you continue to let that person borrow money and they continue not to pay you back, then you are going to assume that that pattern will repeat itself. In the markets, if we see that something works throughout historical data, whether that's 50, 60, 70, 80% of the time, that something happens based around a pattern, that's how we create that edge. That's how we create that statistical probability of winning a trade. And that's why I immediately connected this quote with trading, because at the beginning of our trading career, we all tend to believe that there's a way to make money 100% of the time when trading that we're never going to lose. But in reality, the more we learn, the more we realize we don't know. And one of the ultimate things that I ended up learning, and something that actually helped me beyond belief in my trading career, was understanding and finally learning that I don't know what the market's going to do. No one does. We have no way to predict with 100% certainty where the market will go. Understanding that, finally realizing that, opened up so many doors for me, because it gave me the opportunity to realize how important risk management was. How important it is to only risk a very small percentage of your account per trade. How important it is to stick to a trading plan that gives you a statistical advantage. Because truth be told, just making random predictions is not a way to create an advantage over the market, because none of us know where the market's going to go. This is why it's important to stick to your trading plan. This is why it's important to test that plan, because we need to see throughout historical data, how many times have humans repeated this pattern? What kind of pattern am I talking about? It could be flag patterns. It could be as simple as a consolidation breakout pattern, or as complicated as a trading strategy with 20 rules in it. As long as we have something that's testable, we can verify that it's worked throughout historical data and is repeatable, as in we can trade it with the time that we have. We can trade it based around our schedules and based around the rules we've created for that strategy. Then that's what gives us that advantage over the market. Albert Einstein was not wrong when he said the more we learn, the more we realize what we don't know. But the doors that open whenever you realize and accept that there are things you are not going to know are essential to success, especially in trading. So guys, I hope that was helpful. That was just a little quote of the day that I went ahead and related to trading. As soon as I read it, thought I would share it with you. I'm probably not going to be doing much of these on YouTube, but what I will be doing is a lot of these on Instagram, probably 2 to 3 times a week. So if you're interested in following us on Instagram so that you're alerted whenever we come out with these little quote of the days, check us out. It's listed above at the trading channel. Go ahead and follow us there, where we'll be posting little videos like this a few times a week. But today in this video, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at a trade from this week's weekly market predictions we had based around the dollar yen. This week we talked about the dollar yen being at a level of resistance and a possibility of finding a way to short this market there. What I'm going to do is play you guys a clip from that video, and then we're going to come back to this actual trade. I'll show you guys how we place this trade, when we place this trade, and I'll see you directly after the clip. So check it out. Training Program here on the dollar yen. So that's what's happened already here on this pair. Again, like we just talked about, this pair is in a period of consolidation, and here is that level of resistance for the period of consolidation. The market's bouncing around right at 111. So with this being the case, what we can say is that we're expecting this market from this level to have a possible move down, a counter trend move down. Now, you may from that level. So those are the two things we're looking for here out of the dollar yen. If we get some kind of entry reason on our lower time frame right at 111, we're looking for a shorting opportunity. If not, So guys, as you can see from that video clip, we made a prediction that the 111 even handle would provide some resistance here on the dollar yen. And we were able to actually take advantage of that as well in the EAP training program with some email analysis we sent out. I'll post a picture of that to one of these sides. I'm not good at this whole camera thing. I think it's going to be over here. So I'll post a picture of that email analysis where we sent it out to traders. We'd already done our analysis and we knew that the 111 even handle could possibly provide some resistance for this market. Then we ended up getting an entry reason based on the EAP training program rules, some of the rules we have for strategies there. And the reason we were okay with doing this, the reason we wanted to actually place this trade is because of that combination of knowing where the structure level was, of knowing that our entry reason has a pretty good statistical advantage over the market. And just as the quote we started this video with, the more we've learned, the less we realized that we knew. We don't know for a fact when we place this trade that it's going to win, but we knew that we had a statistical advantage because everyone in the EAP training program is required to do their own backtesting. But we all knew that we have a statistical advantage when it comes to placing this trade because of that testing. Because in historical data, we've seen that if we combine these two things over and over, the specific entry reasons we use, combined with the way we read the market structure, combined with our entries and stops and targets, if we combine all of that together in a trading strategy, we know we have a statistical advantage over the market, which makes it very easy, as long as we have a decent risk management plan, to stay disciplined to that strategy. And that's exactly what we did here on the dollar yen. So when it comes to the reasons we placed the trade, it still ties back into being disciplined to a trading plan that we know has a statistical advantage. Now, the analysis we did last week on this pair, in case you missed it, I'll go ahead and redo with you. If we zoom out to a daily chart, and again, right here, that 111 handle is right where the market turned around and pushed down, had a push down of a little over 70 pips from this area, and we talked about this last week. This was a counter trend trade. Considering it was a counter trend trade, we were not necessarily looking for huge, massive targets. We just knew we needed to see a push down that was large enough to at least hit our first targets for us to feel comfortable. So let's go ahead and take a look at the analysis we did though. So here on the dollar yen, if we zoom out to the 1-day chart and take a look, let's zoom this out as well. As you can see here on this chart, one of the major things we use, if you've seen some of our weekly market prediction videos, you already know this, but one of the major things we use is structure levels that have been tested multiple times. This is something that I've included into my trading that's been extremely beneficial, and the only thing that we have to do in order to find this is go out to our higher time frames, and what we do is look for levels of structure that are major. The way we define major is tested multiple times as support or resistance. As you can see right here at 111, it had the added bonus of actually being an even-handled number as well, which can be significant in the market. But the fact that we have that even-handled number combined with multiply tested level of structure that's been resistance and support for the market before, combined with the accurate entry reason that we use in the EAP training program, combining all of that information led us to believe that we had a statistical advantage and made it very easy to place this trade with absolutely no fear. And this is what it takes, guys, to actually stay disciplined to a trading plan, is studying, going through hours and hours of testing a strategy, and then also implementing that strategy maybe in a demo account to make sure you can perform it. But all of that combines to make it a lot easier to stay disciplined. I'm sure that you've heard this before. 90% of the time that traders fail, it's not because the strategy they're using doesn't work. It's because of their psychology. It's because our own brains trick us into thinking that we don't need to trade anymore the first time we lose money. When in reality, if we have a statistical advantage over the market, as long as we place trades over and over and the statistical advantage is real, then we should see a profit over time. So that's been today's video, guys. Hope it was educational for you. If it was and you want more content like this, make sure you go ahead and click that subscribe button. It's free. It's also right down below the video to the right. We also have an extremely cool free strategy going on right now. We have a 3-part video series. The link for that's in the description. I'll just label it free strategy. And in order to get access to that, just click the link. You don't even have to put in your email address. You'll land on a page that has 3 separate videos where we go through discussing an actual entire reversal strategy. So we'll start off by teaching you guys some stuff about structure, and then we'll teach you how to spot when a market's likely to reverse, and then we go into the actual strategy itself. So if you're interested in that and some free training, just click that link in the description. You will land on a sales page. There's also some major discounts going on the EAP Training Program right now because it's Independence Day holiday. So we're doing some massive discounts because of that. Feel free to check that out if you'd like to. Feel free to get your hands on that free information about that reversal strategy. Also, again, make sure you're subscribed here for more free information like this. Make sure you click that like button if you enjoyed the video. I wish you the best of luck in your future trades, and I'll talk to you in the next one. So guys, as you can see from that video clip from our weekly market prediction video. So guys, oh my God.
Fearless.